So this is Mini H Teslaquads. Lovely little thing. Very impressed. The construction was easy, and thought probably the easiest way of showing how it goes together is actually to take it apart, because that's what you want to end up with. So the frame is basically made up from the bottom up, and in reverse means taking it down from the top to the bottom. So if you're putting this on first, you're doing it in reverse. But yeah, it all went together very well, very easy. I'll post one when the electronics are on and the motors arrive, which shouldn't be too long. And choice of controller, I'm actually going to put an APM 2.5.2 in this, well actually 2.6, because this is going to be my first FPV achievement. Never tried it before, but it does look a bit of fun. Certainly does look a bit of fun. Anyway, another video to follow, and that'll be the assembly or disassembly and then reassembly. But yeah, lovely little idea. Good damping here, but still keeping pretty good rigidity as well. Surprising. Adding 8. If you had 4 in there, it'd be hopeless. But yeah, very good. Most impressed. Video to follow of construction or disassembly and then putting it back together again. You'll need one of those. A flat bladed screwdriver and a small pair of pliers. Like I say, disassembly is even easier than the assembly, but to see it in disassembly does make assembly sometimes easy. But what can one see? So across the top of the unit, it also would help if you bought a screwdriver that fits. So now with a screwdriver that fits, and one can see in the screen that you have 8 screws of that size to hold the top plate in place. So with the last one coming off with the 8 top screws, the plate comes away, and then you're down to your standoffs and the likes. So when you've got to that stage, when you're building it, you've only got the top to put on. Now, most of this is finger tight. From a dressing point of view, to make it look pretty, I always try and keep things square and in line, but it doesn't really matter. More importantly, to get them nipped up tight. So as you do them up, unlike a steel bolt, them being plastic, you'll feel a little bit of a stretch in them as you do them up. You just want to do them up to get them to the point where they're beginning to have that stretch feeling, and that will certainly be tight enough. If you don't have a strong enough grip, by all means use a pair of pliers, but easily over tightened. And you want them to be as strong as possible, so don't murder them doing them up. So the removal, and as the last one comes off, that's what you're left with. And the little fiddly bits that you'll all enjoy are the arm plate mountings. Now, bear in mind that these, to a degree, are your fail-safe of not damaging the frame during a collision. So, if you like, you can class them as a built-in weak point to the design, which is a very good idea because you can have half a dozen of these in a box at the field, and changing a couple of those to get you back flying again is quite simple, rather than having to drop all the electronics off an arm, replace a broken arm. That's if you have an arm to replace it with, of course. Now, those of the acute sight will have noticed that the first 3 spacers I've just thrown on the floor, I'll have to pick those up for the reassembly, although I do have some spares, because the kit did come with a number of spares, but I don't know if it came with that many, so I'm going to pick them up now before I lose them in the grass. I thought, oh no, I'll do it outside. It's a lovely day, birds singing in the background. Well, I'm not sure quite how many I've lost yet, but don't seem to be able to see them immediately. But I'm sure there won't be an issue getting more. Should I not be able to find them? And as the motors haven't arrived yet, that won't matter, but I'm sure they won't be long. Which pretty much leaves you in a state very much like that. And there you have 8 screws on the bottom, fitting into these. Now, there are 2 sizes of these. There's an 8mm and a 10mm. The 8mm spreads the board. Thus. You then fit your 10mm standoffs on top of that. Now, the standoffs may come prepared or they may not, but very ingenious, very simple, very effective. Nice small hole in there for the thread to bite into. Could you pull them apart? Well, you could. Would there be anything worth picking up afterwards in an accident where all of those were ripped off? Probably more so than if they didn't rip off, but yeah, they're more than adequate. Bearing in mind that this is a Mini, I think it's, well, with the videos I've seen of it flying, in the hands of a decent pilot, but all the same, a nice little unit. Strong, efficiently made, but not too difficult to repair at the field. So, the following video is the assembly one. I've just got to find the standoffs, not the standoffs, the little oh, for heaven's sake, I can't think all of a sudden. Spacers, but don't go on there. They go on the long screws And it's all a bit fiddly, this bit. But they came from inside there. As I was taking it to bits. 3 on each motor arm mount. And there's another one gone. Well, I saved that one. Throwing them around like candy. Anyway, there you have it. Pretty much in bits. Build to follow.